Now that's
Because
live.
it's-
Yeah,
Yes.
now that's live.
Right, let's
Let's
not
do
mess
this
with it. It's
properly.
just
Yeah.
like that.
Okay. I'm just going to go for last.
Yeah, I think it's safe not to try and put two computers on the same bandwidth.
Yeah. You can. Oh, you can't use your phone. I think it's okay now.
Phone might be alright. Yes. That's if I can get on using the other Facebook.
Oh, that means you'll have to join the thing.
Yeah, I think it's best not to. Just worry about querying the pitch, you know. I mean, is it vital?
Not really, but I'll need your help.
That's okay. I mean, I'm here, but I just running mine as well means you're taking up so much bandwidth.
Copy. Okay, so it's now 3 p.m. Thank you for joining my masterclass. Before we start, there are just a few things that I'd like to discuss. So make sure that you have firstly downloaded the documents. And if you're able to print them, then that's great. But if not, don't worry about that. And also, if you have any questions as we go along, write them down. And at the end of the session, I will do my best to answer all of them. And if I can't answer all of them, I will host another session to answer as many questions as I can. Okay, so this is my first time doing a masterclass, so fingers crossed. I was very nervous about doing this, not because of the content, but because of the technology, because that has always been an issue for me. Okay, so let's begin. I hope you're able to see this, okay? Right, so finding love after narcissistic abuse, the masterclass. So I was able to see quite a few of you before, but because I've had to restart this, I don't know if you are there. So give me a hello if you are there, a show of hands who's able to see, so that I know that I'm not running the session to an empty audience. I just want to be on the safe side. So can I see a hello or two? Yeah, give me a hi, give me a like or something along that line, just so that I know that I'm not doing this on my own. Okay, this is the issue I have with technology. I know this might be a little bit late, but let's just see how it goes. All right. Okay. All right. All right, I'm going to carry on and just hope to God that this works. Okay, finding love after narcissistic abuse. This is the masterclass. How to relieve yourself from trauma bonds and attract real love into your life. Okay. So before we start, I'm going to talk a little bit about me and who I am. My name is Katrina Zawawi. And as you can see, I suffered religious trauma at school. So I'm just going to go through the slides rather than actually, you know, I'm going to actually just go through the slides as you see it right here, because I just want to make sure that the technology is okay. It's a bit worrying that I haven't seen any response yet, but never mind. All right, so I suffered religious trauma at school. I suffered abuse from teachers growing up, and that was due to my dyslexia, and therefore I also left school without any qualifications. However, I have got an MA now in autism spectrum, which is awesome. I suffered from very low self-esteem. I was an overeater, a people pleaser, and because I was a people pleaser, I attracted a narcissist into my life. I was emotionally abused for 14 years of my life, which I didn't really know about because I was so used to how I was treated at school. I was so used to feeling like as if I was not enough. All those emotions made me feel like this is normal. And I appreciated that. Someone actually showed me interest and treated me with a lot of love, which I thought at the time. And I fell for that. And I didn't know any better because I was always attracting people into my life who are either emotionally unavailable or people who have narcissistic tendencies. So, whilst I was under narcissistic abuse from my ex, I actually discovered Kundalini yoga. And yeah, 14 years, Karen. And through Kundalini yoga, that had actually changed my life. It had upgraded my energies. I was actually able to see things from my true self, from where I am supposed to be. I was able to make sense of me, you know. It's like this Katrina light bulb in my heart began to open up, and I was like, ooh, who is she? I like her. So I got to kind of get to know her a lot more, and this was whilst I was still with my ex. So it was amazing that I was able to find that part of me and to get excited about life, even though I was being abused. And I knew at that point I was being abused. And I knew I deserved more and much more better. So while I upgraded my energies, it changed my emotions about food. So it got me thinking about healthier foods, um, healthier ways of eating. Because I was a diet uh, addict, I suppose, up and down on every diet you name it. I always felt insecure about my body and my weight, so I would go and do a Weight Watchers diet or fast or do anything that would limit my calorie intake, and that wasn't good. And I was either very thin or very chubby, and it wasn't a healthy place to be. So, having learned about upgrading my energies, understanding what was right for me from a very profound, deep level, I was able to change how I looked at food. I studied more about nutrition and I studied more about what I needed to support my body and my mind. So I became much more aligned with my soul purpose and I left the narc on my own terms. So that was awesome, being able to just say, right, that's it, you know, I'm leaving. And the great thing about it is, whilst I was still with him, I actually attracted a happier and far fulfilling relationship. So this actually was developing when I was still with him. And it didn't go anywhere until I decided to definitely jump ship, because I'm not the kind of person to cheat or do anything like that. I don't believe in doing that. So for me, it was important that I knew I was not going back, and that was the decision I had made. But the person that I'm with now is amazing, and he is now my support in the work that I do. So he is the nutritionist, Ed, and sadly, due to the internet side of issues, we daren't put him up here to help me out because he might be taking bandwidth that I need to be here to support you guys. Okay, so yeah, so that is where I am now. So moving on, what had I learned on my healing journey? So that we are vibrations, that everything that we feel, do, and are vibrations. Yeah, you can't see me, Suzanne, but I am showing you the PowerPoint. I hope you can see that. Hi, Lisa. Yeah, so like I said, this is very new to me, so I don't know what you can see, but I think you should be able to see the PowerPoint. Is either you see my face or you see the PowerPoint. PowerPoint. And as pretty as I am, I will show you my face later. Hopefully that will work. But it seems like when I come off the PowerPoint, it stops the video completely. It stops the session. So you either have sharing the PowerPoint or me talking. But I think it's important for you to see what the PowerPoint's about, so it will help you with your learning. So we are vibrations. Everything that we give and receive and are vibrations. How we communicate our vibrations. So like when you enter a room, you know if there's a bad vibe or a good vibe about a place. So that is the kind of that's what you experience. So those vibes tell you something about a situation or a place, whether you should go ahead or whether you shouldn't. You get a feeling. So that those are vibrations. So trauma is processed energetically within us, yeah. So this is why conscious healing methods such as psychological therapy on their own don't work, because of how trauma is processed. We feel it vibrationally inside us. So, you know, you get a feeling about something before you actually know, right? Most of us get a sense of like a gut instinct. So that's energy. And that is how you process your trauma. This is why, as empaths, and we're living with narcs, for instance, we tread on eggshells on a daily basis because we are so nervous and so scared. And that's energy. We're picking up on their tense anger, energy, and everything that they're feeling. So this is all energy. So therefore, when you go for psychological therapy, yes, it is very, very helpful. And I would still say go for psychological therapy, because there are things that become very, very clear when you go and see a psychiatrist or when you go for counseling. They help you consciously make sense of things. However, when you marry that with energy work, you know, what I'm talking about, that's when the magic really happens, because you are working on your subconscious mind that processes all this stuff, and then you marry it with psychological help. The two work incredibly well together. Okay, so I wouldn't say just come for healing, energetic healing on its own, or would I say go for psychological help on its own? I think both are really, really good, and you probably could do both separately, but there may come a point where you think, I need a bit more insight on a kind of conscious level. I need to know what's going on, the science behind it. Or I need to know what, like, I can't shift this feeling. I still have this feeling. So this is where energy work comes in. The feeling of being trauma bonded. You go see a psychiatrist and they talk to you about, you know, your relationship with your inner child, or things in the past that have caused you to come to this experience of being trauma bonded and why you can't escape from it. But on an energetic level, that sense of trauma bonding starts to dissipate, it starts to kind of diminish, and you get less and less intense the more you clear your energies. How it works, I don't know, but I do know it does work, and it's very, very intense. Okay, so it's not just our size, or the other thing what I learned about in my healing journey is it's not just our size or our health, but our whole life that is directly affected by what we eat. So coming away from the energy side of things, thinking about our diet and what we eat has a massive impact on our mind and on our body. And our mind and our body and our spiritual side are all interlinked and intermeshed in such a way that you can't really separate them from each other, you know? So if you are someone who eats a lot of junk food, you're going to have a foggy brain. A foggy brain is going to lead you to feeling tense, stressed. Your cortisol levels are going to be sky high because of stress levels, because of the sugar that you're eating. So all of this has an impact on your emotions and therefore on your spiritual health as well. So coming to the next point, our hormones matter. So why do our hormones matter? Because they control how we feel, how much energy we have, how tired we are, how full we get, if we are still hungry. So all these things have an impact on keeping our system well and healthy. And if our system is well of a holistic perspective, then emotionally we are well as well. If that makes sense. And also, what's really important is that we really are what we think. Yeah, so we are what we think. So if you have a lot of negative thoughts, you're self-doubting, you're self-sabotaging, you're going to go down a spiral of doing all these things. So it becomes your reality. If you change your thoughts and start to think positively, and I know this is really, really hard to do. I struggle with it too. And money blockages are a big issue with me in the past, and still sometimes now as well. It's part of being in that negative space, that negative mindset. So it's not easy to just simply come out of it. You can't just, click yourself out of it. What you have to do is go through a process, whether it's a conscious process or an energetic process. A conscious process will help you get there, but an energetic process will help you feel different. So this is why energy is so important, because energy makes us feel different. Whereas conscious thinking about something, you have a map and you can kind of like plan how to get there, but it's not guaranteed that you're going to like where you're going to end up, Whereas when you're doing energetic work, the work is done for you. You get there and you don't know how you got there, but all of a sudden you're feeling happy. So this is the difference. So, and it also affects how we think. So I hope that makes sense so far. And most importantly, how we see ourselves is more important than anything else. So this all comes down to the relationship that we have with ourselves. What is the type of relationship that we have with ourselves? Can you think about the relationship you have with yourself? Have a moment to just have a moment and pause. What kind of relationship do you have with yourself? And comment below. What are the kinds of things that you like about yourself? And what are the kinds of things that you feel are holding you back? Okay, Kristen Ann is having problems accessing the session. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to move on now. So having the ability to love yourself unconditionally, like you are your very own best friend, that is the kind of relationship you want with yourself. It's having the ability to love yourself unconditionally. What does that look like to you? Having the ability to love yourself unconditionally as if you're your own best friend. So what that does, what that looks like, and how you get there, rather, is changing your vibrations to a higher frequency. So we talked about subconscious healing. So I like to use the iceberg analogy to explain this. So subconscious healing based on the iceberg analogy. So if you think about the subconscious mind, you think about the whole mind. The conscious mind is the tip of the iceberg. The subconscious mind is that part of your mind that knows everything you've ever done, which is the body of the iceberg, the actual iceberg underneath the water. Yeah, so that is your subconscious mind. So that subconscious mind has been ever so present since the very beginning of your time. Since you have been on planet Earth, maybe even from your parents, stuff that you inherit, that all goes into your subconscious mind. So when we change our vibrations and we try and work through a higher frequency, we are actually working on healing subconsciously. So energetic healing, so the subconscious mind, we access that through energetic healing. So energetic healing is chakra work, which I'll explain to you in a moment. And we use Kundalini yoga as a vehicle to access that. And it's all about changing our perception from devaluing ourselves to experiencing self-love. Okay. So, how does it work? Here's the chakra system. We've got 7 chakras. You've got the root chakra, which is there, just base at the root. The sacral chakra, which is the orange chakra. The solar plexus chakra, which is at the gut. The heart chakra, which is obviously at the sternum, close to the heart. The throat chakra, which is blue by the throat. The third eye chakra, and the crown chakra. The crown chakra is actually not inside your body, but just above the body, just above the crown. So let's start with the root chakra, Muladhara or Muladhara. Both can be spelt in 2 different ways. So what does it do? So this is the point where I'd like you to get your papers out that you have downloaded, especially connected to the chakras. So the root chakra is the foundation to all chakras. So looking at the chakra chart here, it sits at the base, so it holds up all the other chakras. All right, so it is a home of fear and calm. Fear or calm, or fear and calm at the same time, depending on how you feel. It is how we experience or feel inner security or insecurities. So you think about a foundation of the house, right? If the foundation of the house has got lots of holes in it and is unsturdy, it's going to cause the rest of the structure to fall down, right? So this is the same with the root chakra. So you need a strong, balanced root chakra, okay? So the root chakra is what helps you control your fear and control your calm. So you might think, well, surely it'd be really good if everyone was calm all the time. Well, here's the thing. If you are super calm all the time, then you might be a thrill seeker and wish to, jump off of tall buildings, or you might be someone who loves to drive really fast, or, all these sort of things. So, so that's what happens, with the fear side of things. If you don't have enough fear, but your calm is too strong. On the other hand, you don't want to have too much fear, because then that will override the decisions that you make. So this chakra is very, very important in order to give you a sense of security and foundation and strength. It affects your self-esteem. On a physical level, it affects reproductive issues, sciatica, lower back pain, and larger intestinal issues. Okay, so you've got your piece of paper or your document that you downloaded. If you don't get the chance to do this now, I'm hoping that the masterclass will be available in my timeline, so you can always look at it later. So for now, if you are able to make note of any way that you feel the root chakra is not working well for you. So are you someone that experiences a lot of fear, or maybe too much calm? Are you someone who experiences lack of sense of security? Are you someone with low self-esteem? Do you have reproductive issues? Do you suffer with lower back pain, sciatica? I forgot to add obesity or weight gain, because that's another issue as well with the root chakra. It affects the root chakra. Again, it comes from fear, having too much fear. So please make note and make note of this chakra on that piece of paper or on the downloaded document, what and how it affects you. Okay, I'll keep this slide up here for about a minute just for you to see, and see if you can make some notes. Hi, Gail. Yes, yes, right. You can't see me, but that's because I have the PowerPoint up. You can hear me? That's good. As long as you can hear me, that's all right. You may get to see me later, but every time I end the PowerPoint, it seems like the whole session ends. So I didn't do anything with that, and I've lost a couple of sessions already because of that very reason. Like I say, Facebook Masterclass, this sort of event is a very new thing for me, so it's rather confusing. But thank you so much for your patience, guys. I really appreciate it. Okay. All right, so we're going to move on to the next chakra, all right? So I hope that's given you enough time to think about your root chakra. How does the root chakra affect you? What do you see as an issue with this root chakra? It's the home of fear. What are the things that you are fearful of? It's also how you feel secure. Are there things that are making you feel insecure? This shows up in the root chakra. Self-esteem, the lack of self-esteem. When it comes to physical side of things, it's the reproductive issues, sciatica, lower back pain, larger intestinal issues, so it could be constipation. And even, I forgot to add there, obesity and weight gain. That is also an issue with this chakra. Okay, so we're going to move on to the sacral chakra, Swadhisthana. So the Swadhisthana is a very, very interesting chakra because it affects sex, sexuality, passion, choice, creativity, and taste. Now, taste is a very interesting one because taste is actually connected to our taste, not just taste in food, our taste in men, our taste in women, or our taste in friends, taste in everything that we choose, you know, even the clothes that you put on your body, the time of day you wish to go out for a walk, or anything that you do, any choice that you make, even subliminal choices, this is all connected to taste. It also affects the size that we are, our taste in food, why we keep on going back to the same sort of foods. So that is to do with the taste. When this chakra works really well, it means that we're a very creative person. So we tend to do things that feel that are very creative, like painting, drawing, singing, art, whatever, you know, creative side of things. All right, so then you've also got passion and choice. So this is what the sacral chakra is really, really good at. Okay. Then you've also got, on the other hand, possession. Because of sex, right? Because the sacral chakra is responsible for our sex, the possessive side is territorial. It's also about being territorial, like, this is my land, no one's going to cross here. It's also the same of, oh, you looked at that other woman, oh, you know, I'm very jealous, you know, this sort of thing. So that's possession and possessiveness, jealousy. But you've also got the other side, which is expansiveness. Now, in expansiveness, it's all about being able to give openly and not hold back. Okay? Then you've got guilt and shame, which is related to sex. It's also how you feel about how balanced you are over sex. For some people, due to religious upbringing, there's a lot of guilt and shame. And this actually causes the sacral chakra to be blocked. And it therefore affects the urethra. So it can, again, cause reproductive issues, back pain because of the location. So if we look at this chakra, this is where the location is. So it goes all the way around the front, which is below the navel, to the back where the kidneys are. And you've also got intestines as well, and diabetes. All right. So what I'd like you to do now is make note of the issues that you have relating to this chakra. So what are the problems that you feel that keep coming back into your life? Maybe because this chakra is blocked. Perhaps it's to do with sexual energy, passion, Are you someone who feels a lot of guilt and shame? Maybe you have issues to do with the urethra, kidney problems, reproductive issues, even back pain. So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to write some stuff down on the notes that you have downloaded. Okay. All right. I'm going to give you another half a minute to get some stuff written down. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that one. Lisa, she's got the wrong link. Bear with me a second. Oh, copy that. Okay, so hope you've had time to write down some of the issues relating to your sacral chakra. We're now going to move on to the solar plexus chakra. Are you all still with me? Good to hear you. Yes, reproductive, definitely. Yes. Don't know if it has something to do with my childhood, could it? Yes. Big time. Yeah, definitely. Kidneys, yes, absolutely. All of this is connected. And yes, it goes back to childhood. And sometimes we inherit these problems from our parents. So when we go to see the doctor medically, they say it's this issue, that issue, kidneys, diabetes, whatever. But the truth is, maybe there is a psychological reason and an energetic reason as well that goes back beyond. So we also inherit trauma. And when we inherit trauma, it goes through the chakras and then it manifests as physical conditions, especially when it's been trauma over time. So now we're going to come to the solar plexus chakra. Thank you so much for your feedback, guys. I really appreciate that. I was worried at one point whether I was actually talking to an audience or doing this alone. I think also so sorry to some of the people because they have got the wrong links from me, and I do apologize for that, but I'll make sure that they get the right links, and hopefully I can restore some of their faith in what I'm putting up. Okay, so the solar plexus chakra is your driving force, all right? It is that part of you that gets you going, that motivates you. It is also that part of your system, your body, that where you digest your food. So if you think about your intestines, your bowels, that's the solar plexus chakra. So I'm going to pull the slide up again, and you can see the solar plexus chakra is yellow, like the color of the sun. So that indicates that there is a lot of digestion, a lot of heat, that you need a lot of heat and fire. So we talk about digestive fires. So when we do Kundalini yoga, we do a lot of exercises that raise your digestive fires, that help you get your Agni, which is your digestive fires, to be stronger so that you can digest foods in the way that you're supposed to. It's also not such a good thing if your Agni, your digestive fires, is too strong, because that can cause other problems as well. So the solar plexus is related to motivation, getting things done. It connects to your willpower. On the other hand, it also means that, if it doesn't work well, if it's blocked, you might feel lethargic. This is where you control your willpower, gut instinct, Bowel conditions are also at the solar plexus, digestive issues, and inner strength. Okay, all of this is at the solar plexus. Okay, so the solar plexus is kind of like your mid chakra. It's right between where your it's the end of the lower chakras, and after that, that's where your higher chakras begin. So it is actually still part of grounding. It's still very much connected to fear, because if you have fear, then it looks like lethargy. And if you have a lot of calm and you're very determined, which comes from having good root chakra, then you're motivated to get things done. And so therefore it will give you the willpower to see things through. So if you're someone who follows a program but you stop halfway through because you've lacked motivation, it's probably down to the solar plexus chakra. It's kind of like a wheel that needs, it's like an engine that needs to be revved up again, you know. So when we do Kundalini yoga work that focuses on the chakra, it's very powerful and you actually get things done. It really motivates you to do something and to like maybe finish clearing up a room that you wanted to clear up, getting rid of old stuff that you want to get rid of. Hoarders have issues with this solar plexus, okay? All right, so I'm going to give you 2 minutes to write down any issues that you have with your solar plexus chakras. Yeah, Gail, I hear you. I was like that too. A lot of mine were blocked. When I read the chakras and I realized, oh my gosh, this is, yeah, and you're going to find some of them are going to be blocked, one more than the other, perhaps. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of generational trauma. A lot. You'd be surprised. A lot of people suffer with generational trauma relating to the chakras, all of the chakras. It's very complex, you know. It's not like you can't really put your finger down on one specific thing, but it's a kind of like a measure to find out how we can heal ourselves energetically, because you do start to feel different when you do heal yourself on an energetic level. Okay, so I'm going to start moving on to the next one. So we have the heart chakra now, Anahata. So the Anahata chakra is right at the sternum here. Okay, right at the sternum. If you put your hand on your sternum, you can feel your heart chakra. Your heart chakra is green in color, maybe because it's peaceful. I always thought that the heart chakra should be red, but it's not, it's green. And so it's got a calming sort of feel to it. So, coming back to the heart chakra, this is what the heart chakra does. It's how we experience love. So it's responsible for how we experience love. So actually, the heart chakra brings in a lot of emotion. So when you are having a fight with someone and an argument that's really heated and someone says something very hurtful, where in the body do you feel it straight away? For me, it goes right into the heart and it hurts. It's like, oh, really, really painful. So the heart chakra is where we experience love. Okay? And grief. So it's also where we experience a lot of, not to say worry, but like fear comes in and you feel it in the heart chakra. So, but it's where we experience grief and experience love. However, a lot of us find grief hard to process, like when someone close to us dies or when we lose something very dear. We don't know how to process it. And a lot of us go into alienation, which then causes loneliness, sadness, hence depression. So on a physical level, the heart chakra connects to heart issues, heart conditions, and asthma and breathing issues. So if you're asthmatic, you might want to look back and think, when did your asthma come? What was going on emotionally at the time, perhaps? And obviously there are environmental impacts on having asthma. It could be that you're living in a very dusty environment, but on the same time, Why are you prone to getting it compared to someone who's not prone to getting it? You know? So there are emotional reasons for this as well, because our emotions really do affect our health and how we hold ourselves. So I'm going to give you some time to write down any points that you have relating to the heart chakra. Is love something that you find hard to welcome into your life? Do you experience a lot of grief? Are you a very lonely person because maybe you've alienated a lot of people? Are you aware that you've alienated a lot of people from your life? Are you someone who prefers to stay at home? I actually prefer to stay at home myself, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. But are you stopping yourself from going out there and meeting other people because of fear? You know, you're guarding yourself. You're kind of putting boundaries up. They're good to put boundaries up, but sometimes the boundaries are a wall and they don't even let good people into our lives, you know? So it's about knowing how to make these boundaries work for us. And also heart conditions. So these heart conditions and asthma, these are the physical manifestations of all of this stuff that goes on. And that is processed in the heart chakra. So I'll give you 20 more seconds to get anything else down that you wish. Yeah, you prefer home? Yeah, Kelly Dinger. Yeah, the heart, yes. I hear you. Yep. Okay. Okay, so we're going to move on. So we've done the heart chakra. We're now going to move on to the throat chakra. I have it in there somewhere. I've got the third eye. Where has the throat chakra gone? Okay, I'll have to talk you through the throat chakra. For some reason, it has gone somewhere. Ah, that's interesting. All right. Okay, well, the throat chakra, I will bring that lovely, lovely chakra system back up. Okay, so the throat chakra, which is this blue, beautiful blue color here. The throat chakra is responsible for how we speak our truth. Okay, so just comment down if this is something that you find hard. Do you find it hard? Yes, it's all connected. All the chakras are interlinked with each other because the heart shows you how you feel, and then it links to the throat, which is how you express how you feel. So are you able to express how you feel? So the throat chakra is all about self-expression, how we communicate our feelings honestly. Are we too blunt when we speak, or do we not speak the truth? Are we people pleasing? So when the throat chakra is blocked or has issues with it, it looks like thyroid problems maybe for some. It also looks like sore throats. It also it's that choky feeling. So for me, I used to suffer a lot of throat issues when I was living back in Malaysia because of the society that we were in, and tradition and religion. We weren't really able to say what we really feel. And things are different now, I think. The society has become much more modern and there's less tradition involved with everything. So things are a bit more open. But back when I was growing up, this was in the 80s, giving away my age here, no matter. I experienced a lot of loss of voice, and I'm a singer. So that was highly frustrating. So any frustration that we feel in the throat chakra. So that sense of like chopped up, blockedness that you can't express how you really, really feel. That's the throat chakra. So comment below if that is something that you experienced That's wonderful, Gail. I'm glad that you've learned a lot. Yeah, so the throat chakra affects us in the way that we express ourselves. How do you express yourself? Are you able to express yourself? So that's all to do with the throat chakra. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to write that down. So anything that you feel that you're not able to express yourself honestly, coming from a place of truth. I've got no idea what I've done with that slide. I did have a slide for the throat chakra, but it seemed to have gone somewhere and I don't know where it's gone. But I'm sure I worked on one. That's very, very odd. But I hope it makes sense. So the throat chakra is all about how you speak your truth. Are you a people pleaser? Are you someone who holds on to information because you daren't say anything? Because you're walking on eggshells. Perhaps you're in a narcissistic relationship and you can't say your piece. You know, you're scared. You love singing, Karen. Join the club. Maybe we can have a singing yoga session one day. Okay, I'm going to give you another 20 seconds to do that. If you've got anything relating to your throat chakra that you feel is holding you back. So the throat chakra is really, really important about how we express ourselves. You know, so we feel the fear in the root, and then it goes up to the sacral, which is where we are jealous or we are possessiveness. The choices that we make, it comes from the sacral. Then it goes up to the solar plexus. Can we be bothered to see something through, or are we motivated to work through that? And then it goes up to the heart. How do we feel about what's going on here? What's that doing to us? You know, is it making us feel good, or is it making us feel bad? Is it making us feel awkward? And then it comes up to the throat chakra, which is how we express all of this stuff. Yeah, so it's started from the root and it works all its way up. Yeah, so it's at the throat, how we express all this stuff. Are we someone that doesn't share what we think because we're just too scared? Or are we someone who shares too much? Or maybe we're someone who doesn't share the truth, shares a lie instead, because it's much better to tell a lie than to be seen. So the ego comes into play with that as well. So we've got the third eye chakra next. Okay, moving on to the third eye chakra. Yes, Kelly, boundaries are something that I cover massively in the courses that I teach. Boundaries, the boundaries that we set are based on all of these chakras, and I'll talk to you about that later as well. So the third eye, which is the ajna, the third eye chakra. So this is a very interesting one. So what does it do? It's all about intuition. How intuitive are you? Now, perception is interesting because if you have been abused and you've been traumatized, your perception on reality may not be what it is in reality, if that makes sense. The third eye chakra is also responsible for clairvoyance. For some people, they have this ability to see more energy because when you can see auras if you tune into them. But there's some people who have, not to say the gift, because we probably all have this ability, but it's how you tune into it that makes it possible. It's all about being able to see energies. And so energies are on a spectrum, and that's why some animals can really pick up on vibes and energies, and they know when there's something there that we can't see, you know, for instance. So realities is also to do with this third eye chakra. How you perceive the reality that you're in, you know, that's connected to this chakra. The post-abuse perception of yourself, is it distorted because of people putting you down, making you feel like as if you're not good enough? So therefore, that's how you see yourself, and that's how you'll always see yourself, because that's what other people have told you, and you believe that. And especially coming from childhood trauma, this is a big one. and it affects your third eye chakra. And when things affect your third eye chakra, it causes headaches, it causes migraines. And I, for one, used to suffer a lot with sinusitis. I don't get it anymore, funny enough. Ever since I went to India and did my massive chakra clearing with my Kundalini yoga teacher training, this has cleared totally for me. And I have been through operations and all kinds of things with intense sinusitis, and I don't get them at all anymore. So it's amazing. And blocked stuffy nose, I don't get that either. Occasionally, if I've got a bit of a sniffle or a cold or something, then it might get a bit blocked. But nothing like I used to, nothing like I was when I was growing up. So it's amazing how when the perception about yourself and your intuition changes and how you feel about your reality changes and you become much more positive, all these things start to go away. So physical manifestations of our emotional being is massive, and it makes a big, big difference. You've been clairvoyant since childhood, Gail. Wow. Yes. So, yeah. So, again, please write down how this third eye chakra is affecting you. Are you someone who can tune in to clairvoyancy, or are you someone who struggles with post-abuse perception of yourself? Do you think that you might be not seeing yourself the way that you are supposed to see yourself? Do you have a lot of self-doubt? So this is where the third eye comes in. I'll give you another minute to write anything down that you have. Thank you so much for participating, ladies. So lovely to hear your comments, or see your comments rather. I'll give you another 20 seconds. Okay, let's move on. So we've done the third eye chakra, and now we're going to move to the crown chakra, which is called Sahasrara. So Sahasrara is the crown, and it's not actually part in the body, as I will show you the lovely image here. The crown chakra is right above the top of the crown, so it's above the body and just on top of the crown. So let's come back to the crown chakra. Here we go. So the crown chakra is responsible for consciousness, all about our consciousness. And it's much more of a human chakra, whereas before we were very animalistic, and the fear, the root chakra, the sacral, sexuality, and the getting things done in the solar plexus. And as you get to the heart chakra, then it becomes more human, how we feel, how we experience love. So the crown chakra is definitely heading towards spirituality. Pardon me. It's heading towards your relationship with your God, heading towards your relationship with the universe. So it's about how we connect with God and the universe. So some people may see themselves as being very religious and therefore struggle with fundamentalism. And then there's abuse of power. So this is very, very common amongst maybe some preachers, religious teachers, people who have a lot of power and have power over society. Your third eye is your best one. Yes, Suzanne. Awesome. So yeah, divine connection with the universe. So fundamentalism comes from a place where the crown chakra is blocked. It's because they believe that they're better than everyone else. So a bit of humility is important when we work through all chakras is knowing that we are human, and knowing that we have to accept where we are and love ourselves where we are. Closed-mindedness is also another sign of the crown chakra being blocked. And when the crown chakra works beautifully, you have the sense of bliss. Some would say it's like as if you're in nirvana. And when it doesn't, then there's despair, depression, doubting yourself. So the emotions tied to this chakra is joy and peace. Feeling joyful and peaceful. So usually you kind of get here when you've left abuse, when you're out of that situation. But when I was growing up in my early education, I suffered under the hands of fundamentalism. There were a lot of religious teachers who treated us like as if we, really didn't matter to them. And it's like we weren't allowed to have any opinion at all. So it was fundamentalism and very much closed-mindedness as well. There weren't any other ways but their ways. Okay, so take a couple more minutes to write down the things that you can identify with the chakra being good or being challenging for you. Access to a Sostic SP record. I'm not sure what that is, Gail. I'll have to look it up. Do you mean what's it called? There is a word, and it's totally lost it. But I think I know what you mean. There's a kind of record. Yeah, and I don't mean playing music record, but like, yeah. I'll have to get back to you about that one. I think I have it in the back of my mind somewhere, but I can't remember it. Okay, I'm going to give you another 30 seconds. So this part that you've just done with me on really coming to terms with all your chakras, all the challenges, this is going to give you some insight into your own strengths and your own challenges that you are suffering and where it's coming from. So I hope that that is helping you. All right. So that is just part of the session. There's a big part of our session. The other part of the session is not going to be as intense as this, I promise you. Okay. But it's good to get some insight, isn't it? It's good to get in depth there. Okay. So moving on now. So you've already done that. So how does Kundalini Yoga chakra clearing work? And that's what I'm here to explain to you. Okay. So I hope this is not too small. Subconscious healing. So yes, I know I do say 90-minute session done one-to-one. So that would be a specific tailored session that I would be working with you. Subconscious healing. Okay, I'll come back to that. Subconscious healing that we talked about before. You're working on a subconscious level. So I will not know what you're trying to heal. You will not know what you're trying to heal. We come together in a very open space, open-mindedness space, and just not expect anything. And the 90-minute session is done one-to-one. We work through one chakra at a time. So we would start from the root chakra and do clearing based on that. So I'll talk a bit more about that later. And each session is 90 minutes. Alternatively, I do have an online membership program that offers a condensed chakra clearing sessions. So this is a good one to go to if you just want to have a kind of like generic one shoe fits all. But because we are so very different in how we experience life and our traumas and fears and everything connected, I would highly recommend the one-to-one. Having said that, if you find that that is something you can't afford, then there is the membership program that will also help you clear your chakras. Right, so the online membership program is, we work on 40-minute sequences. All right, so you've got the lower chakras, which I talked about before, the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus all combined. So the work that you would do is based on that. And in the program, you will get worksheets that you will be working to monitor your own improvements and to see how things are going for you. The great thing about this program is you get the chance to repeat it over and over and over and over again. And every time you do it, something different happens. So it's excellent to do if you feel that you're not ready for this. Or if you've done this and you want to keep things clear, then it's also good to do that. Okay. So Kundalini Yoga establishes the challenges that each individual has in each chakra. All right. So each chakra has its own challenges, as you've just found out by doing, looking into each chakra and finding out what's wrong with them, right? Yes, universal. Yeah, so all chakras have their own issues and all chakras have their own strengths, and they all are very different and are relatable to you on a very, very personal level. It's very, very, very different for everyone. So how do we do this? We use sounds and vibrations. There's a lot of chanting that we do. And don't worry, the chanting is not religious because I'm not a religious person. I'm secular, as I have been religiously abused in the past. So I do not want to go down that route. But I do open my heart and I do accept people from all faiths. And people who have worked with me have found that it has brought them closer to their faith. And for those who are not religious, they have found that they have relieved a sense of trauma as well. So it works in all levels. The vibrations are using sounds like Om, for instance, Ram. So we chant and we create these vibrations because when we have the sounds, they actually send signals into our body that causes changes to happen on a very cellular level. So it's very deep. Repetitive movements. And so you do these movements with a certain time. So you follow the timing, like maybe there's a movement that you do and it's like 3 minutes, so you keep doing it for 3 minutes. Breathing techniques, which is pranayam. Pranayam is, it's what we call breathing techniques. So there are breathing techniques that help you with the movement, because if you do it without the breathing technique, it might not work very well. There's intense shaking and dancing. There are meditations, and Shavasana, which is the corpse pose at the end. So the corpse pose at the end helps you marinate. And after that, once you've marinated and rested and allowed yourself to really experience all the vibrations and energy you have created, you're starting to feel different. And those differences are what you start to journal. And so you make sense of how each experience has made you feel. Okay? I hope that has made sense to you. So moving on now, what can I do to heal myself? All right, so this is what you can do. And I believe that you have downloaded a piece of sheet that has got some of this information on it, so you can actually keep that with you. So get specific, create a vision board, a mood board of how you would like your life to be. So this is how you can get really specific and you can start dreaming. So from that, develop your affirmations. So your affirmations could be, I am going to live by the beach. And you keep on saying that, I am going to live by the beach, you know, but you have to be specific. You have to get really, really into details. What does the beach look like? What does the nature around it look like? What can you see? What are you wearing, you know? So when we get negativity, when it arises, you need to sit with it. You need to breathe through it and ask yourself, what is it trying to tell me? So these are the ways that you can start to heal yourself. You need to start to shift your energies. Spend 15 minutes a day shaking to your favorite music. Dance, sing, laugh. Do the stuff that makes you really, really happy. Pretty yourself and maybe go out, bring yourself out on a date. Write a gratitude list every day. Find a YouTube meditation that resonates with you. Keep exploring ways to make this work for you. And when you feel that you want to take things further and are in a financial space to do so, book a one-to-one free consultation with me and I'll be able to help you get specific and get you into a space of thinking what you need to do next, what actions you need to take, or if you need my help, then I can be there to support you. Okay, so we're going to move on. Everyone okay so far? Right. Okay. So this is a situation if you desperately want to heal, but I don't think I can afford your one-to-one program. What can I do? So I want to make sure that there's something there for everyone, okay? So use the tools from this session and start mindfully planning your own healing program. I have got another sheet that you have downloaded, which will give you instructions on how to do this, okay? So that's something that you can do. And if you want to start healing on an energetic level, like changing how you feel, there is a monthly option where you can, monthly membership option, which consists of $20 a month. So this $20 a month is only available by the end of 14th of February. So at the end of tomorrow, well, not the end, as in like 1600 hours GMT. So at this time tomorrow, this offer ends, okay? And it will return back to USD 65. Okay. And if you are ready for it, join me on a free consultation. And as I said before, we can unpack your challenges and maybe see if one of my one-to-one programs is a fit for you, because I can get specific with you and we can help you heal all those areas that you're talking about. Because once you heal the emotional side that is connected to those chakras, then that means the physical side will start healing too. And with that, you also get a hormonal reset, and you will also get the chance to have a nutritional program. Okay. Are you all still with me so far? Can I get a yes, please? So that I know I'm not talking to empty audience here. Okay, let's move on. So let's talk about the Relief to Love package. So this is my one-to-one package. I just want to share with you what it's all about, so you get the chance to think about it and then decide if that's something you want to do, okay? Because we've talked about the chakras and how you can heal yourself by changing your energies, right? So I offer 2, 3, and 4-month packages, and the prices really do vary depending on your needs, which is why I would need to talk to you on a one-to-one to see where you're at and to see what is applicable to you. Okay, then we've got the Kundalini chakra clearing, which is part of these packages. This is what this contains. The Relief to Love has all of this within it. It's about clearing the chakras, rebuilding, energizing, and maintenance of the chakras. You get coaching one-to-one. You also get a hormonal reset, because we are our hormones, altering our diet to change our moods, energy levels, hungers, cravings, etc. So this is a 21-day nutritional package, and it's aimed to reset all of the most important hormones. So this is really good if you are a woman in the late 30s to even 60-something, 70-something, because our hormones by that age are going all over the place. And sometimes we just need to reset. And by resetting this, you can actually reset. It's like giving your whole body a reboot. So you get to reboot your body. And also it helps with weight loss and weight gain for some people. You get the chance to have a nutritional package, which will help you maintain or lose weight or gain weight depending on your situation. If you're someone who's training to get stronger, this is also a very good package to take. And it's not just there if you don't want to be vegan or vegetarian. It doesn't matter. Ed is a trained plant-based nutritionist, but he doesn't have to put you on a plant-based diet necessarily. So we have personalized meditations because we are so different. Some of us meditate standing. Hi Kelly, thank you. Yes, like to hear that. Yes, good. Just want to make sure that I'm still talking to you guys, not talking to an empty room. That's good to know. Okay, so yeah, so the where was I? Meditations. Yes, meditations. We are very, very different. Some of us have such a busy mind, so we can't sit down and be quiet and just think of nothing. It doesn't work, right? I've been there. Now I can. I'm in the place that I can sit down and shut things out, but it doesn't last very long. So don't be hard on yourself. Even if you try meditating and then some thoughts come to your mind, we're human. That's what happens. And we are designed to always think, threats and worries and fears are always pushed into our mind so that we are trying to solve these problems. So when we try to quiet our mind, that's when they come up. So I have got personalized meditations to suit everyone. There's some people who can't sit still. There's some people who can't move about. There are some people who need to do a bit of both. So, there's something there for everyone. So sadhana, now this is the important thing. So in my package, I teach people boundary setting through personalized daily devotional practices. So when you set yourself devotional practice, something that you do on a daily basis, it forces you to be strict with yourself. What happens when you're strict with yourself? You set boundaries. And what happens when you set boundaries? Nobody can cross them, right? So this is why, and you're setting boundaries from not from a fearful place, but you're setting boundaries from a place of putting your self-love first. You're valuing yourself more, not because you're trying to put other people down or trying to, some people might say, well, isn't that being narcissistic? No, because you're protecting yourself. So you've got to think about the situation as putting the oxygen mask on yourself before attending to a loved one or even a child next to you. If you're not able to breathe and you're about to faint, how are you going to help someone else, right? So this is where boundaries are so important. And boundaries come when you set a personalized daily devotional practice. They come from a place of truth, a place of honesty, a place of appreciating yourself and rewarding yourself. And it doesn't mean that you're putting yourself in a place that is like, higher than anyone else. It just means that you are putting yourself first because you want to be of service to other people. And you can be of service to other people in a much more deeper, longer, controlled way than if you just offered everything out and without any kind of boundaries, because then you would end up dead because you'd have nothing left, right? So it's important that we protect ourselves. So when we have been narcissistically abused, we have troubles with this. Boundary setting is really, really difficult. So boundary setting comes from having a regular practice. And even if you weren't to work with me, if you start to develop a regular practice, that is something that will help you develop your own boundaries. It will become clear to you as to what your boundaries are, what you will and will not do, All right. So part of, if you were working with me one-to-one, the good news is you don't have to pay for the monthly membership. You get that for free. It's all inclusive. And the great thing about that is if you decide to be a mentor in the group after working with me for one-to-one, you actually get a lifetime access to the paid memberships group. Okay? So that is what you would get. So this is the Relief to Love package. And this is how I'd be working on the Kundalini yoga, the well-being, the personalized meditations and sadhana. I'd be focusing, and the coaching, I would be doing that with you. My partner, Edward, he would be working on your hormonal resets and nutritional package. Now, Ed and I have both been married to narcissists, so we do understand how that feels and where that, what it's like to come from that place. So we're now out of that place and we now work together. Okay, I'm going to move on now. So let's just check to see everyone is still okay with everything so far. Thumbs up if you are. Okay, so finding love after narcissistic abuse. This is the paying members only Facebook group. So this is giving you a chance if you want to become a member of the paying membership group. Okay, it's a monthly membership. You get the chakra clearing basic program, which will upgrade your energies and break trauma bonds and attract better relationships. Now, the difference between doing this and one-to-one is, like I said before, it is much more generic. It is really good. You get a clearing and you get to get really specific, but you're doing it on your own. I'm still here. You can always contact me. You can message me and I'll always help you. I'm always here for you. You get supplementary yoga sessions, so to increase your energies, improve your aura, improve your relationship with you. These videos can be used as sadhana, which is your self-devotional practice. So you cultivate and you create your own sadhana practice based on what you learn and based on what you experience, you know. You will have meditations to help you observe and calm your mind and also observe your thoughts. There will be discussions and tutorials. So the discussions are interesting because we'll be talking about nutrition and sugar and processed foods, habits and lifestyles. That's yet to come. This is a very new group, so I've only just started populating the place. So the tutorials is about showing you how certain kriyas, movements, and improving life improvement hacks rather. Okay, so there's going to be lots more content to be added. I'm planning to do a live bi-monthly or weekly class, whether that's Kundalini yoga, laughter yoga, yin yoga, and yoga nidra, which is excellent to help you get to sleep at night. So all of this is going to be added to the group. It's not in there yet because I've only got under 20 members at the moment. So I'm hoping when I get more members, thumbs up, lovely, Kelly, that I will be able to add more content. Okay, so when I get more members, I can add much more content. So the bigger the group becomes, the bigger the content will be. All right, so if you have been working with me one-to-one, you will get the chance to be a mentor within this group and help other people. All right, so I have a 1-day only new offer for members to pay only USD 20 for their lifetime. So it's USD a month for the lifetime of their membership. Okay, so you've got to take this offer before this time tomorrow, or before this time tomorrow. All right, so get your offer now. There will be a link on the discussion section of this event. If you struggle with that, send me a message, and if you want to do it, I will send you a link for you to get that to get that offer. All right. Okay, so this is your personal plan, what you can do now, what you can do on your own. All right, everyone still with me? We're still alive? All right. You've just listed the biggest challenges connected to each chakras, all right? So you know what they are and they're personal to you. So if the pardon me, my dyslexia kicking in. If the solar plexus chakra is a big challenge for you, you need to make one decision today. All right, if you're someone who's lethargic, someone who is stuck and can't be motivated, someone who feels scared to do something different, you need to get out of your comfort zone right now. Dare to be scared, or else it will remain the same. So you've got to be daring on this one, okay? If you want change, you've got to be the one to make the change. So if you want to, you can book a free consultation with me. Send me a message and I will get back to you and we can do that. Or you can sign up with the monthly reduced online lifetime membership package now. All right, so these are two things that you can do to change your energies, to get you into a different mindset and to get you upgraded. So we can start doing this. This is really, really positive. And if you find that you really can't afford any of this, then follow the plan that I've listed before, which is already in one of the downloaded sheets that you already have. So if you want me to include that plan, send me a direct message and I will send you that download again. Okay, so that is it. Thank you so much for joining the masterclass today. I really appreciate you all being here and I really appreciate all your support. This has been fantastic. It's been a scary journey for me. This is the first time I've ever done this before in my life. So I really appreciate your support and I'm hoping that this will continue to show on my timeline. So if you get stuck or anything like that, feel free to look at my timeline. I'm hoping to also add masterclasses that I do, events that I do along the way into the Find Love After Narcissistic Abuse paid membership group. Okay, so I have a little small ask to ask you, okay? If you enjoyed the content and you enjoyed learning and I've helped you somehow, somewhere today, I would like to ask you to buy me a cup of coffee. The link is in the discussion section of this event. Okay. And if you do want to buy me a cup of coffee and you don't know how to access that link, let me know and I will send you the link, because every little support makes a difference and I would really appreciate that. So thank you so much for spending time with me doing this today. I really, really appreciate all your time, and well done everyone who has been here. Thank you again. Take care and namaste.